you can't give up. You have to stay strong the whole time, and you have to just have that strength and just know one day you will be reunited with your family.
A small town, an ordinary boy, and a chilling mystery that gripped the nation. This is the story of Shawn Hornbeck, a seemingly ordinary 11-year-old whose life took a not-so-ordinary, shocking turn. Shawn, abducted by a man of unexpected intentions, faced unimaginable trials. How he survived and accomplished his goal is a story you can't afford to miss. So stay tuned with us until the end, because what you're about to discover will leave you both astonished and inspired. This story takes us to the quiet town of Richwoods, Missouri, situated among the Show Me State's beautiful hills and peaceful landscapes. Richwoods was the kind of place where everybody knew everyone, where the days unfolded slowly, and where children's laughter echoed through the streets like a cherished melody. In this perfect setting, a tale was unfolding that would forever change the lives of its residents and capture the nation's attention. Shawn Hornbeck, born on July 17, 1991. Shawn was an 11-year-old typical Midwestern kid with dreams and goals ahead of him. He was brimming with life, a vibrant personality that could light up a room. He was the kind of kid who had a knack for making friends wherever he went, whether it was casting his fishing line into the calm waters of a nearby lake or pedaling his bike down the tree-lined streets of Richwoods. He was a dreamer, an adventurer at heart, and he had big plans for his future. But little did he know that his life was about to take an abrupt and harrowing turn, a turn that would put his strength and resilience to the ultimate test. On the afternoon of October 6, 2002, Pam Akers witnessed her son Shawn Hornbeck leaving their house in Richwoods, Missouri, which is located about 55 miles southwest of St. Louis. Shawn, riding his bike to a friend's house a few miles from his own home, was hit by an adult male driving a white vehicle. The driver was recognized to be Michael Devlin, whom it was believed had planned the entire incident. Devlin was more than just a kidnapper. He was a master manipulator and a chameleon in the world of crime. But to those around him, he appeared as an unassuming 41-year-old pizzeria manager from Kirkwood, Missouri. Yet beneath this ordinary face lurked evil. What was the connection between Shawn and Devlin? Michael Devlin was not just a stranger who crept into Shawn's life one day. He was someone who already knew Shawn, someone who existed in the boundaries of his world, and the link between them added a layer of complexity to this already puzzling tale. After hitting Shawn's bike, Devlin hopped out of the vehicle and hurried over to Shawn, pretending to be worried about his condition. Shawn assured him that he was okay, but he was unaware of the danger he was actually about to face. Devlin dragged Shawn off the ground and into the vehicle just before driving him away, telling him, "You were just in the wrong location at the wrong moment." And that was when Shawn vanished. That evening, when Shawn didn't come home at the agreed time, his parents weren't worried right away and assumed he had possibly lost track of time and ended up being late. However, they realized something was wrong when Shawn wasn't to be seen almost an hour after his curfew. Pam, Shawn's mother, recalled having a natural instinct feeling that something awful had happened. She got into her car and started driving around the area alongside her husband Craig, seeking Shawn. They traveled over the same routes Shawn would have used to reach his friend's home, but he was nowhere to be seen. Unknown to his parents, Shawn had been imprisoned at a St. Louis apartment. At first, Devlin had planned to sexually assault Shawn and kill him so that there would be no evidence left against him. But then he had a change of mind, as the smart and brave Shawn talked him out of it. In exchange for his life, he would do whatever Devlin wanted him to. He wouldn't try to outsmart Devlin, nor attempt to turn him in. This quick thinking worked. Shawn remained alive, but remained under the captivity of Devlin for 4 straight years. Devlin, who was said to be a sociable and outgoing guy, ended up being more secretive following some health problems. He had allegedly abused Shawn physically, psychologically, and sexually. Every 45 minutes, Shawn would suffer the torture of being awakened from sleep. Within months, he had convinced Shawn that his family would die if he attempted to leave. This made Shawn certain that if he was discovered trying to find help, the man was going to kill him as well as his family. After some time, Shawn was granted several rights and freedoms, including the ability to use the phone, watch TV, and even gain access to the internet while not being physically captive. Shawn had been manipulated and frightened so much that even with the resources at his disposal, he still could not gather the strength to use them to escape. All Shawn could do was pray each passing night, hoping to be rescued, knowing that his parents loved and cared for him. Shawn was not wrong.
During the investigation, we found out that he did go looking for other children, and he had about a 60-mile radius around the area where he lived, going over into Illinois and into Missouri.
Craig Akers helped other people try to find their children who disappeared, while his own son, Shawn Hornbeck, was still missing.
When his 11-year-old son, Shawn Hornbeck, was kidnapped in October of 2002, Craig became very dedicated in finding the little boy.
During the period that he was gone, his name ended up being a national sensation, and the story of his disappearance ended up being picked up by the national news media, spending months covering the missing youngster. During the period of captivity, Shawn's parents, Pam Akers and stepfather Craig Akers, had not lost hope. They continued searching for their son. They founded the Shawn Hornbeck Foundation, a nonprofit organization devoted to their son's disappearance. They even made an appearance on the Montel Williams show, where a psychic misled them into believing their child had passed away. But Shawn's mother and stepfather kept going, spending all their wealth and retirement funds on the search for Shawn, along with hiring detectives to assist the police. With all the efforts from Shawn's parents, there was still no information or leads on Shawn. As the years passed, people slowly forgot Shawn's face as the kid who appeared on missing persons posters. During captivity, Devlin was working his evil. Shawn, now brainwashed to think his name was Shawn Devlin, was the name he started to be known as. He claimed to have received his education at home from his father, who was actually his captor. He would nap and play video games to kill the time. However, the abusive acts still continued multiple times daily. One of the most stunning facts from Shawn's kidnapping was that he actually spoke to police when he had been a missing child, not just once, but several times. 10 months following his kidnapping, he reported his bike missing to the police during a particular incident. But the police were unable to identify him as the kid who had gone missing, so nothing was done. Over time, Shawn grew too mature for Devlin's preferences, and Devlin made the decision to look for a replacement. On January 8, 2007, Devlin took the step to abduct 13-year-old Ben Owenby, who was waiting at the bus stop near Beaufort, Missouri. He caught Ben and forced him inside the white truck without giving it much thought or making sure no one was nearby to witness it. Fortunately, Ben's 15-year-old buddy Mitchell Holtz, who was also near the bus stop, noticed Ben sobbing and the truck driving away. Mitchell, reacting quickly, contacted the police and provided them with the details of the man and the vehicle he was driving. After a period of investigation, the police were able to connect the truck with Devlin. Devlin was visited by 2 FBI officers, whom he agreed to let search his truck. Whilst one officer searched the truck, the other was preoccupied interrogating Devlin regarding the kidnapping. As the questions piled on, Devlin became distant and uncomfortable, and suddenly started mentioning his son named Shawn, to whom he was wanting to return. The FBI officer pressed him more with the questions, and that was when Michael Devlin broke into tears and confessed, causing the FBI investigators to raid his home in search of the young kids. Shawn and Ben were playing video games inside when they got there. Both children had been saved and brought back to their family members, and Devlin was arrested for 80 charges of sexual abuse, kidnappings, and attempted murder. He was also given 72 life terms after entering a guilty plea to all charges. After experiencing such terrible events, Ben and Shawn are both making an effort to lead as normal of a life as they can. The Shawn Hornbeck Foundation was dissolved in 2013, but replaced by Missouri Valley Search and Rescue Team.